Okay. Or I was thinking Megadeth with 2 G's and 3 H's. So that's what I came up with.
Because poor literacy is cool.
Besides Saints Row the Third, is there a game that anybody is reminded of by this? Yes. GTA. Okay. Minus the zombies. Okay. All right. Yes, you? Yeah, you. The Sims. Could you blow shit up in The Sims?
Yes.
Oh. Wow, I should have played The Sims.
I would have kept me on The Sims.
Alright, oddly enough, mine kind of combines some of what both of you have been talking about. My game starts out in the 1950s. It's all in black and white. You are a young man dating a young girl as a dating sim. When you are attacked by one of the universal monsters, one of which could be a zombie, but it's very random. So the effects will be switching you between a light world and a dark world as you level up throughout the game. And you decide if you want to stay on the light side or dark side, and you date on either the human side or whatever monster, be it a creature from the Black Lagoon, zombie, Frankenstein, etc., in this exaggerated hidden monster world. On the underground, yeah. So this incorporates the dating sim. Of course, it would control with tank controls at this point, which I guess it would be third person at that point too. You can customize your character to great detail. You can customize the monsters as well if you want any variety of werewolf or Frankenstein or such. Yeah.
Right. And yes, what does this remind everybody of? Yes.
One thing about the game. No. Do you have vampires in it?
What's it?
Do you have vampires in it?
Do you have vampires in it?
It's fully customizable. I suppose yes. I would say vampire. I mean, it's classic. You could date a vampire completely.
Wow.
Do they sparkle?
Yes. What does this game remind you of?
It reminds me of Mr. Hyde and Dr. Jekyll for the Nintendo.
Yeah, that was a 1950s dating sim, third person over the shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah. The closest I could think of was Stubbs the Zombie, but I was trying to avoid. That's my influence, my clear influence.
Clearly, who's played Stubbs the Zombie? And Rebel Without a Pulse.
Rebel Without a Pulse.
It was the original Xbox. It was actually a really great game. I would check it out. What's that? Downloadable on Xbox Live?
Yes.
Awesome.
People should get it.
All right. So we've listed great things about new games, and we've sort of pushed our way through good things about and underrated games of our last generation. And we've talked about our Ultimate games and kind of, I hope we've learned something together. But let's talk about gaming alternatives. Because honestly, and I don't know if I'm the only one in this room, but, I'm pushing 32, and honestly, I had a year where I was like, wow, gaming just doesn't interest me as much as it used to. I totally am not into grinding as much anymore. And in an RPG, yes, regular grinding is okay. But I needed to go back to my nerd roots and find something else to do with all my goddamn time. So, yeah, I know, right? So, what do you guys do that's not games? And what kind of gaming alternatives are there out there? I mean, that you as a gamer, because you guys are all pretty much hardcore gamers, that you found.
Masturbation. I mean, that's a game, though. There's achievements. Blow shit up. I put down improvisational comedy, I suppose, is the only one. Several of us have done it since college, and it brings out a lot of the storytelling that I think a lot of us like in games. Perhaps not in the oldest of retro games, but certainly in 16-bit on, when stories could be told a bit grander. That's what I get.
Tabletops.
I was looking at this list we made, Chad. You could probably apply all of these to masturbation and make it. Yeah, third person, in-depth character development, blowing shit up, mini games.
Wait. What character?
Don't you ever play a character when you never? leveling up. Okay.
What about zombies that don't suck though?
That's none of your
They will suck.
That's tantric.
All right. Besides or while masturbation, I like cooking. I enjoy just exploring. Yes, long walks on the beach. Cantaloupe, and yes, thank you. Sarcasm, improv comedy as well. Actually, Lisa and I, Chad, we were all in an improv troupe and still are kind of at one point. Any nerdy hobbies? Reading and writing, reading books. I mean, yeah, there's, see, I don't have a lot of time, but what I do have, I mean, it's really hanging out with friends, going out, trying new beers or drinks or new food in the city, just hanging out with friends, really. That's it.
I make music. My musical cohort, Calvin Pachano, dude. That's Calvin. We're in a band together called Starship Amazing, and it's very much inspired. Like, he doesn't play games much. I play a lot of games, so it's inspired by video game music because I love like Mega Man and stuff. Some of those old 8-bit games. Some of my biggest inspiration. Then I have him kind of anchor me more towards the kind of hip hop and stuff that he listens to. So I always thought of myself more as a musician than a straight gamer. But I do a show called The Happy Video Game Nerd, and I taught myself kind of filmmaking through that. And now I'm a small business owner, and I do audio-visual contracted work as my job. And also reading, masturbating, and...
Long walks on the beach?
Ain't no beaches in Alaska, man. If there were beaches in Alaska, I'd be like, ain't no beaches in Alaska. But we get a cut of that money, and it's nice, and I spend it. I do not do improv. I'm not just that. Okay, well, all right. I'm not liking that. Oh, Brett's here. Oh, shit, hey. You're hiding. I'm short too. What are you saying? What the fuck?
Today's short people.
Playing Brett's, playing him at Blaze of Steel. That's definitely a hobby. Who plays a meme Blaze of Steel? All right.
Yeah.
Hello? You're gonna fight me? We're going outside.
All right.
Well, I mean, I hope you panelists all learned something today. Did anybody learn something today?
Not really.
Not a goddamn thing. You're all hardcore nerds. You all know every single game that we mentioned. Would anybody like to express themselves? Does anybody feel the way I felt in terms of like your gaming passion slipping away, finding an alternative, finding something else? Yes, you?
Kind of. I don't like the trends because I play a lot of JRPGs. And
Okay.
I grew up playing, and I feel like JRPGs in general have started to be really shitty because there hasn't been a good Final Fantasy since 6. Final Fantasy VII is the most overrated game in the universe.
Well,
thank you for that. So JRPGs. Can we talk about them for a second?
Oh yeah.
We have about 10 minutes. So let's yeah. So JRPGs. Were they actually good, or were we all just stupid?
No.
They were good.
They were and are good. Darren, do you want to start?
Sure. They got me into it. The early Final Fantasies hooked me. I mean, but what I was starting the panel with, when I heard the newer ones are coming out, 13's coming out. I don't know, and I don't care because I didn't want to buy it. I feel like a trend for me, and what was turning me away is just sequels keep coming out, and you're just kind of expected to buy them. Well, I played 1 through 12 or 1 through 5. I have to get the next one. I have to know what happens, even though it's a completely different set of characters. And I could care less. I mean, that's what's driving me. It's what people ask me, did you play so-and-so? It's like I have a specific list of things I have to play, or else I can't talk to people about them. And And then the other things that I do enjoy, maybe they're obscure, or maybe people just dismiss them as like, oh, it was a throwaway online $5 game, so it's not important. So I just think, the game you like, it doesn't have to be a big budget blowout game. It can be some re-release of something. You have your hand up. I'm going to get to
I have a lot
you.
of opinions, but as far as 13 goes, I feel like it reflects the way a lot of JRPGs go in general, where there's a lot of focus on the graphics, because the game looks beautiful, but story-wise and the dungeon design, I was playing a hallway.
Yeah, pretty much all the way to 13.
It was really just not inventive at all. That being said, there was a different JRPG that came out last year called Radiant Historia that was probably one of the best games I've played ever.
Have you played Earthbound?
Yes?
Yeah, like Earthbound. Some people haven't. You see, I said Earthbound. I did not get a huge applause. Okay, good. I was gonna say, what the fuck? Earthbound, I think, when it came out, people didn't know what to make of it because it was a response to JRPGs. It's like a post-RPG if such a thing exists, and because tropes in JRPGs are still prevalent today. Earthbound just has aged so much better because you can play Final Fantasy VI and it's great, but like I gotta say, Earthbound is more fun. Because it is, not too many games are like Earthbound. Like 6 is amazing, and I totally agree with you that it's better than 7. But if I had to choose, but which one I like, it'd be definitely Earthbound. And this idea of a JRPG, I didn't even realize that was even a thing. And then I realized, no, there is such a thing as like a Western RPG and a Japanese RPG. And I really think certain games like Skyrim, and I don't know if you want to say Borderlands, is that really counts? But I think, I would really think that JRPGs are a couple years, they're a couple decades off, and I think Western RPGs are more interesting and better paced and more fun. Less kind of bullshit stuff. But you want to get these questions first, and then I'll pass it back.
What do you say?
Yeah. He's gonna wait for it. Yes, you in the gray shirt.
Yeah,
Yes, you.
Like you, where a lot of the problem with today's video games are tropes and things that just happen in every single video game, like cover-based shooting. It's like the most popular video game currently, like with Battlefield and Call of Duty. One great thing about modern-day video gaming is there's indie games. There's Dwarf Fortress. I mean, the popular one, Minecraft. All these indie games, they break the tropes. There's so many new games coming out every single day that you can find on Steam, find on the internet for free, that if you don't like today's tropes in video games, there's so many new options.
So, tropes. Do you guys know any old school tropes that we kind of broke away from?
Grinding.
Grinding.
Panelists. Let's talk. We got a couple minutes. Let's talk about old school tropes versus new tropes. Because back in the day, what did we all play?
Mario.
2D platformers.
Yes.
Am I right? Panelists, you want to comment on yesterday's tropes versus today's tropes?
They're all annoying.
This is tricky. I think, one of the tropes, I don't know if it would quite be the right word, but we all were cycled through the same vision of information, of pretty much Nintendo Power's guiding eye as to what to buy, at least for kids that are like pretty much like our age. And I think like something that's nice about this generation is that you have so much choice with the internet and being smart enough to research your games, because there's been shovelware since Nintendo. There's been
There was somewhere since Atari. There was somewhere
Since Atari.
First game.
Right.
That caused the crash of '83.
Mm-hmm. And whether you love Wrath of the Black Manta or not, it's a shit game. And
Someone loves that game. Come on.
I love that game. This side of the table loves that game. I'm just you have a lot more choices now to go against today's video game suck moniker defined with stuff like Metacritic and game rankings that you can find a lot of sources.